good morning, everybody. So glad you're with us here on a Monday with Longshore and McKnight. Monday, the 22nd, getting deeper into the college football season. And after 4 weeks, do we know a little bit more about how this season's going to play out? Barry, what do you think?
Well, you got me when you said 4 weeks in. John, we're a third of the way through. Hang on a minute.
How about that?
Come on. Whoa. Wasn't it like last week you and I were saying, man, we can't wait for the start of the college football season? We have found out a few things. 4 weeks into this season, it reminds me what our good friend Brian Jones of formerly the SEC on CBS on their show, and he was talking about statistics.
Yeah.
And he said statistics are like bikinis. They show a lot, but they don't show everything, right?
That's right.
Same thing 4 weeks in. You show a lot, but it doesn't show everything, but it does show a lot. First of all, my overriding emotion right now is probably best exemplified by Jason Jones. Got to feel pretty good about coming back from Buffalo when you were down 17-0 in the fourth quarter, and Troy ends up winning it 21-17. That was, you ever see Soul Plane? Of course you do.
Oh, sure I have. Yeah.
This was a little bit like that. I'm telling you, there was, you had Dr. Hawkins up front of the Troy team plane coming back, giving a great speech to the guys. Everybody singing the fight song. The flight attendant was at the front, giving a cheer and the whole deal. Because, boy, it didn't look like that heading into the start of the fourth quarter, John.
Well, I got to admit, had the quad box going, scores everywhere. I'm seeing them all to flash, and I'm thinking, ooh, did I see that right? 17-0.
Yeah.
And I got to admit, didn't really pay attention until I saw 21-17. I went, did I see that right? Wait a minute. Do I need to go back and check that score? Because I swear I thought it was 17-0 at one time.
Yes.
Fill us in. I mean, what happened here?
Well, they kicked a field goal in the very first play of the fourth quarter. Very first play, like 14:54 to go. They kicked a field goal up 17-0. Troy was playing really well on defense. It was an extremely windy game. In the fourth quarter, Troy offensively had the ball, had the wind at their backs. So they were able to do a few more things. Again, playing without Goose Crowder, Tucker Kilcrease. He started running the ball a little bit better. A few big third down conversions, and they got hot. And they scored the winning touchdown ultimately inside of a minute to go. Your boys going crazy. And you get out of Buffalo with a win in a fairly tough trip. Well, actually, no, it was a really tough trip. And now you got a week off before you play South Alabama at home on October the 4th with a little bit of momentum and maybe a little bit of extra time to get things right. It reminds me a lot of Alabama, to be honest. They had a big win on Saturday. They got a I know they didn't play, but they got a big win on Saturday.
If Notre Dame get beat, Tennessee didn't play, did they? Yeah, they played UAB. Yeah,
they're playing Georgia, coming off of a big win on Saturday. And I know. There was a lot of rammer jammers going on. There was a lot of scoreboard watching there. It was a moral victory, let's say, for the Alabama fans. And I get it. But along those same lines, Alabama got a little bit healthier. Got a chance to sit back, take a look at some extra film last week, and get ready for Georgia, which is going to be a tough one. And the Auburn fans.
Yeah, I got a little confused here. I didn't think, I didn't talk to anybody about the Crimson Tide all weekend. Really? I mean, it was kind of one of those, let's step back and see what everybody else is doing this week.
Florida, Miami,
You had Arkansas. Oh boy,
Ooh.
man, you talking about snake bit?
Yeah. How about Florida? Eesh.
Yeah.
So
Thanks, Tulane. You know, you bit me once. I should have known. More on that later. Should have known.
But it was. I know Bama fans. We didn't even talk about Alabama this past weekend. I know that's my point. But for the Auburn fans out there, obviously Auburn played exactly the same time that Troy played.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to see it live. Saw bits and pieces of it. Read a ton about it, and Jason Caldwell said at AuburnUndercover.com.
Yeah.
You go on the road in the SEC, John, and you expect to get a victory, you've got to play clean football. And regardless of the referees, and the referees didn't do Auburn any favors, the expectation is that you got to play a lot cleaner. Too many dead ball penalties. The special teams were awful.
Got to run the ball better.
The offensive line for Auburn, 10 sacks.
Now, Barry, I've had a lot of requests. I don't know who deals with this type of stuff. I'll try to find out later today, but no, I have not found the Hulk if you've sacked Jackson Arnold bumper stickers yet.
Somebody
out there looking for them, but I hadn't found them yet.
Somebody told me about that. Said they had the same thing. Can you fit Jackson Arnold into the same size bumper sticker as you could fit the word Brody? I imagine some people will try.
I think you can.
So there were some missed calls from the referee, to be sure, including one that directly led to a touchdown that the SEC later issued a statement saying they went Eric the Otter Stratton on him and said, face it.
Yeah.
We bleeped up.
Yeah, you did.
Which you never see from the SEC. That was a big play.
That one.
I mean, that was a big play. That could have been a big play. And Oklahoma in that one, they were looking to bend the rules a little bit.
Yeah.
Like Hugh Freeze said, look, these deception plays, we heard about it all summer long. Hey, we're going to be really focusing on those. So Oklahoma, because the jerseys are so tight, they can't do like on some of those Disney cartoons and stuff the football under their jersey and run around. They decide, hey, here's what we'll do. Okay, we'll pretend like we're subbing out a wide receiver. He'll head to the sidelines, and he'll stop like an inch before he gets to the sidelines. And then we'll run him, and number one. How
many times we ran that play in backyard football growing up? All the time. I mean, every Sunday afternoon, somebody was running that play.
Yeah. Little Johnny Longshore, he'd be in the backyard like, oh, my hamstring. 9-year-old John didn't have hamstring. Oh, my hamstring. He limps over wide right on the golly, can you all right, I'll play this now, but I gotta get home. And then all of a sudden, he sprints by the unsuspecting defensive back, long touchdown, the whole deal. Yes.
Yeah, the kid with flat feet that couldn't move, beat him every time. So, that was in Oklahoma. I mean, I've heard a little bit about their offensive coordinator chirping to the Auburn players, giving the number 1 sign to somebody. I don't know who this guy is.
See that?
But got to clean that up. Oklahoma, look, you just got in this league. Don't act like you've been around long. You haven't been around long enough to be doing stuff like that. So just reel it in a little bit.
How many championships have you won in this?
Yeah, exactly. So reel it in a little bit. The officiating aside, and it was horrendous. I mean, I'm sitting there going, whoa, how'd they miss that? How'd they miss that?
Yeah.
Oh, how'd they miss that one? But you hit it. I mean, the lack of a running game, special teams issues, and sacks. I mean, you can't have your quarterback sacked that many times. Yeah, Jackson Arnold, probably a lot of those were on him. He's got to get the ball out quicker.
Right, no doubt.
Not run around so much. But you're not going to win getting sacked that many times.
On the road.
And I got to tell you, Barry, watching that game, I'm not real sure which one of those teams was the better team. I just think Oklahoma ended up with more points at the end of the game. I mean, if you're, Oklahoma head and shoulders better than Auburn. Didn't see it that way. But it's just how it all played out. And did maybe some of the officiating have something to do with it. Yeah, probably could make that argument, no doubt. But I certainly didn't finish watching the game going, oh, there's no doubt in my mind who the better team on that day was.
Yeah, you've just got to play better football. You've got to play cleaner football. It drives me crazy to watch teams out there, and Troy's been guilty of it too. Dead ball fouls, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, stuff like that. And again, special teams was the worst. 3 times inside their own 10-yard line. 2 of those came on penalties on kickoff returns. And the third, Malcolm Simmons, he's running backwards. He fielded a kickoff at his own goal line, gets tackled at the 3. There was a bad snap on a punt, and it's just, you can't look and say, oh, we got robbed. We would have won that game easy if it wasn't for the refs. No, you've got to, if that were to hold, you would have had to play much more efficient football than Auburn played. Bad snaps, bad offensive line play. Rex, you're right. Bad caddying, you know.
You want to get replaced by golf carts. Keep it up. That's what he said.
Yeah, and I heard Lou lost on that one too. So.
Barry, and I know this isn't going to come as a shock. I recognize most of the refs in the SEC. Don't know their names, but I recognize their faces. I did not recognize the faces of this crew in Norman. Not that should matter or not.
Right.
I just didn't. They didn't look familiar to me. But one play in particular, I guess the wide out pass.
Yeah.
The pass throw to one of the wide receivers, and then he threw it down the field. The only thing I can figure out there is that the official just didn't see that play coming, wasn't expecting it or something, because he's probably 8 feet from the 2 players, but he's not looking at them.
He's not. Yeah, I've seen the still photo of that. He's on his way to turn, but he wasn't turned. You've got to be better than that in this league with the quality of players. And it wasn't like it was an absolute bullet and he, wasn't able to turn his head around because of the sheer speed of the pass. He was just out of position. Curtis, I get what you're saying. I understand. But you want to leave no doubt. You don't want to put it in the if Auburn truly had a case, they would have simply played better. We played well enough to win the game. Maybe you did, but that's not strong. That's not a
I just
strong
think there
statement
other
right
aspects there that make me believe otherwise. Again, you got to run the ball better. Auburn had a couple of big runs, Jeremiah Cobb had one.
Right.
Trying to think what the other one was, but all in all, the running game was non-existent. I don't know what's going on with special teams, kicking and penalties and things like that. And there again, your offensive line's got to play better. You got to protect your quarterback. You got to be able to open up lanes for your running backs. To me, that's the big issue. The officiating, that just kind of goes along with it. But you got to be able to do those things. And to top it all, Barry, I know why a select group of Auburn fans are disappointed today. And boy, did I hear about it Saturday afternoon. Oklahoma scores late.
Yeah.
Goes for 2 and doesn't make it. And Auburn is down by 5. Catching 6.5 at kickoff. It was up to 7.5 last week. 7, dropped to 6.5 before kickoff. And lo and behold, 3 plays later, a safety. They get the 2 points back. Oklahoma goes up by 7, covers the spread.
Yep.
Auburn fans did not like that one bit. I feel you. More on that in about an hour. I should have come on the show today with a head bandage. It was. I feel like I got run over on Saturday, but more on that in an hour.
Yep.
But that was tough. That was a tough one to swallow, Bear. You dodged that bullet. You dodged that 2-pointer. You're going, we're still in the game. And then 3 plays later, Was that sack number 9 or 10? I lost count. Yeah, that was a bad beat, Ty. That one stung. That one stung.
Yeah. Curtis says, in fact, is that Oklahoma couldn't score without the refs. They ran the ball worse than Auburn. Look, that's the two things you can bring up about this that maybe will ease Auburn people's minds. Because, I mean, the refereeing, don't get me wrong, the refs were horrendous. They had a really, really, really bad day, and there's no excuse for it. But, Auburn could have played better. They could have really taken advantage of that. They could have played better. And the referees, they were not good, but you gotta remove all doubt in a game like that on the road in the SEC. So, there's nothing you can do about it now. The other good thing about it is that I think Auburn's a pretty good team.
I do.
Disagree. I think they're going to be, to use a phrase that John turned into a euphemism, I think Auburn is going to be fine.
But, folks, we talked about this all summer long. Now is the meat of the schedule.
Here you go.
A road game in Norman, then you got to come home, get ready, head back out west to College Station for a 2:30 game in which Auburn is a 7.5-point underdog. Underdog again of about a touchdown. Come back and then get ready for Georgia. So it's a pretty tough 3-game slate there, off week mixed in after the A&M game. But this is it. We're going to find out what Auburn's about during this stretch. Similar to Alabama. Will they be 2-2 when we get on the air this time next week? 2-2 when we're not even to the month of October with several top 20 teams still left on their schedule? Bama's a 3.5-point favorite in that game Saturday night. I got to tell you, I thought it would be more closer. I thought it would be closer to 5.5. But that's where it is, or it was last night. I'll double check again this morning. But it's a big week. We're getting into the meat of the matter, as they say, or the heart of the matter. That was a Don Henley line, I believe, in the song.
Yeah. For those of you who were texting me over the weekend. Look, I'm not associated with. I mean, I've got friends on the Auburn radio broadcast crew. Andy Burcham's one of the best people I know, sincerely. But I cannot call Andy and say, "Hey, can you sneak Stan up in the booth for the second half?" People missed Stan. We get that. We know that. But man, in a game like that, people were crying out, "Can we please get Stan just mic'd up in the stands or at his house or something?"
Well, Barry, when we get back, I'll tell you a little bit about that. When we return. When we return from our first break. Hey, at the bottom of this hour, in about 13 minutes, Tom Luganville, college football analyst for ESPN. Lugs will join us as he does each and every Monday, presented by our friends at Riverbank and Trust, with locations throughout the river region, locations throughout the state of Alabama.
Yes. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
The dreams that matter most happen while we're awake, because they're the ones that remind us of the places we want to go, of the ideas we plan to pursue, of the legacies we hope to leave. We understand you have goals to meet, and we want to help you reach them, to fuel your vision and invest in whatever motivates you. So we want to know, what inspires you? Synovus Bank, member FDIC.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's here. Victoryland Casino's Corvette 25K giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Drive away in a Corvette or win your share of $25,000 in free play and cash. Visit our Players Club and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino off I-85 exit 22 in Shorter, Alabama. Drawings October 3rd and 4th. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
Okay, I got to come clean, Barry. I got to admit it. I believe it was a play in the game, Auburn, Oklahoma. Oklahoma player catches a pass, is in bounds, ball comes out once he hits the ground. Maybe they called it incomplete. I think they did. Went back and reviewed it, overturned it, said it was a complete pass. There again, guy catches the pass, takes 2 steps, in bounds, goes out of bounds, then the ball comes out. So anyway, it's a long review. They're looking, and I can tell by the review, I'm thinking, they're reversing this. This guy caught it.
Yeah, you can tell that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So immediately my phone starts dinging. And I went, oh, I'm already in the car. You kidding me? I knew I had, once I saw that in live action, I went, oh, this is going to be good. And it was it was vintage. It'd been a while. It'd been maybe over a year or so. And yeah, it was some and then then I got caught. Then I was in. You coming back in to watch the game? I went, no, I'm good. Yeah. I'm going to sit out here in the car for a little bit longer. It was excellent. I mean, Andy was at the top of his game.
Yes.
Great.
Yep.
Loved it.
Good times, man.
Yeah, it was. It was good.
So there are some bright spots. And again, don't misconstrue it. I thought, the refereeing was terrible. Oh, Barry's making excuses, It was Auburn should shoulder a good bit of responsibility for not winning that game. And there were Jason Caldwell, who never gripes about the referees. He was saying it was absolutely bad. John has never recognized any of those referees. You mean you don't know Jeff Heiser and Michael Moten? There's a side judge named Glenn Fusick. It's Fucik. Mitchell Wilkins, those guys are not refereeing household names to you?
I just no, and I didn't recognize their faces. I'm more of a recognize the face kind of guy. Hey buddy, how you doing? What's up, big man? So I don't know the names as much as I know the faces. I do know a few of the names of the SEC officials just because I've seen them officiate as much as they have. But these I did not recognize. Don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Yeah.
But that's just a personal observation. Jason, the reason I don't listen to the games on the phone, I'm just old school. I like to get in the car, ease the seat back, turn the AC on, probably have a Bud Light or something of that nature with me. I've got my phone in my hand, Jason, because I get a lot of text during situations like that. So I'm in the car listening, but I can text back to a select group of people who are going, ooh, this is great. Are you in the car too?
This is the deal, because we want you, if you can't watch us live from 7 until 9 in the mornings, we want you to listen to us on your phone, on Spotify or whatever. So we're old school. John's old school. I listen on my phone all the time. But we still have an opportunity for you to listen to us on the phone.
Sure we do. Oh, yeah. We're not talking about us. We're talking about them. Yeah.
Here's the deal. If John's sitting in his house listening on the phone, usually it's delayed a little bit, maybe 30 seconds. John can't abide this to get a text from somebody and says, oh, can you believe those Obs? How in the world did they do that? And John hitting to that point of the game, he's like, oh, what are you?
Yeah.
What in the world? Yeah, he's got to be in real time as much as he can, so he can be the one to say, oh, Stan would have hated that one. And everybody else is going, oh, what happened? What happened?
Yeah. Oh, I hate that, Barry. Yeah, I don't like to be behind. I'm getting info. Whoa, wait a minute. What's going on here? My son did that one. We're watching some game streaming. We are so many plays behind. We had no clue. And he runs down here and goes, let me fix this. Y'all are so far behind. I went, really? Yeah. And we were pretty far behind. All right. So what do you make of this? This kind of surprised me. I mentioned it. I thought Bama would be like a, 5.5 point underdog. They open as a 4-point dog and now just a 3-point underdog. Money on the Tide. They say, home team 3 points is factored in. Don't know if that's accurate or not. I've heard that a lot. So is this a pick'em game if it wasn't being played in Athens? There again, I'm not a professional handicapper in Vegas. They set these numbers. Somebody thought the number was too high because it's dropped a little bit. I know Georgia let walk through their first couple of games, a lot of points scored in their games against a game against Tennessee.
Yep.
I would have been wrong on this one.
So is it an opportunity? Should somebody, well, I guess we'll find out later whether somebody.
Yeah, you're going to have to let the week play out a little bit.
Yeah,
see how it kind of
I do know
a little bit.
There is, I guess, good news, rationalization for you fans who are disappointed in Auburn's road loss against Oklahoma. At least you're not Florida. At least you're not Arkansas. Both of them had bad losses. Look, I told you last week, when Troy lost badly to Memphis in Troy, I said, look, Memphis, they got a jillion transfers. Starting quarterback, starting running back, half their defense are transfers, first-year transfers. But Memphis is pretty good. But in the scenario where if you're in the state of Arkansas, it's always been this way. Memphis is right across the river from Arkansas. Southeastern Arkansas, I'm not going to say is Memphis country or anything like that, but Memphis has never been much of a football consideration, even back in the old Memphis State games. I'm not sure John can name anybody who ever went to school at the University.
I cannot. That is a fact. I cannot.
So if you're Sam Pittman, who is by all accounts a genial, well-mannered, good guy, if Sam Pittman is already on a very, very short rope, you do not go into the Liberty Bowl and you do not lose to Memphis.
No, you don't. And you know what? Two games in a row, a fumble on the last drive cost Arkansas.
Yep.
You hated things like that to happen to a guy like Sam Pittman. Seems to be a nice guy.
Yes.
But that's a tough way to lose. There's no doubt about it.
It's a tough team in terms of logistics and all that, in terms of where you are in your coaching life. You cannot lose that game, and you cannot let Memphis hold your offense to 3 points in the second half.
No, you cannot. And looking at some lines for the games coming up this weekend, Barry, this one really surprised me as well. Notre Dame opened up as a 12.5-point favorite. Now they're just a 6-point favorite.
Huh.
I know the game's in Fayetteville. It's at 11 o'clock in the morning. But that one also looks a little strange as well. Has Notre Dame really played anybody? Well, I'm sure they're factoring that in, but we'll see how it plays out.
Just the bad look for Arkansas in the loss. Really bad look for Florida. Not that they lost, but they got absolutely hammered at Miami, 26-7. Another one. You can't. If you're Florida.
About the running game. We talked about that going into that Florida-Miami game. Ooh, you could tell in the first two series, Florida can't run the ball.
They can't run the ball. We thought they could, but they cannot. So those are two bad looks in the SEC. Here's another one. If I'm Arch Manning and I'm scoring a rushing touchdown and I am getting all up into the space of the fallen Sam Houston defensive back and looking all muscly and, yeah, buddy, and all like, does John need to come over there and say, Arch, man, hey, it's Sam Houston.
It is.
Okay? Another bad look. Okay? Let's see you do that against LSU. Let's see you do that against A&M. Let's see you do that against OU.
You kind of say it as you're walking away from the guy, not even looking at him. He hears you. But the rest of the world doesn't see what you're doing or hear what you said. I mean, there's a technique and an art to it. Come on, Art. You know better than that.
Yeah, especially remember, this Sam Houston defensive back would not be on the 4 deep at Texas. So what are you doing? What are you doing? So many things to get to. We're going to get to it with our man, Tom Luganbill, Doug the Dog. They're all standing by. Coming up, that's next. Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit, beers that won't fit, hammocks that won't hammock, screen doors that appear out of nowhere, flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool, keep them coming, and keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
Okay, bottom of the hour on this Monday, folks. You know what that means. We bring in our good friend Tom Luganbill of ESPN, college football analyst, brought to you by our friends at River Bank and Trust. Local banking expertise, the newest innovations and technology, personal attention, genuine hospitality. It's all just part of the River Bank and Trust difference. We invite you to experience it for yourself with locations throughout the River region, locations throughout the state of Alabama.
I don't know if we've overstepped things here, Tom, but John's been trying to get a sponsorship for Doug the Dog, and it maybe we're this close.
Are we close?
Yeah.
We're close. I got a veterinarian friend of mine that's he's really interested. I think I'm gonna close the deal this week, Luke.
Let's go.
There we go. Well, first of all, I got to tell you, you were totally right. You were previewing the Charlotte-Rice game that you did this weekend. Rice ran for about 250 something yards, and they probably could have run for about 250 more. I just like the look of the way they approach things on offense.
It's really fun, man. I mean, that guy, Scott Abel, has got a unique way of implementing all the different triple option principles, but doing it in a way that a lot of people haven't seen before. So It is a ton to prepare for, particularly on a short week on a Thursday broadcast, as Doug makes his first appearance this morning. But yeah, it was, and poor Charlotte's so beat up. They just lost their quarterback and multiple players on defense. I felt bad for them, and I think they'll get that thing rolling. But yeah, Rice is intriguing in the American just because they're going to be so hard to prepare for everybody every week.
Tom, what's going on at Clemson?
Wow. How long is our show today?
It's just, I mean, I saw it with my own two eyes in week 2, and Troy's up 16-0, and they haven't looked good all year. Not a bit.
The execution, given the talent level, is abhorrent, because you can't have those level of players and play like that and essentially do it every single week. This hasn't been a one-off, right? I mean, You're talking about multiple first-rounders on offense and defense, and probably multiple draft choices at some point on offense and defense. And I said this on College Football Live nationally last week. The reality of the situation is Cade Klubnik is not a first-round draft choice. Cade Klubnik is a 4th or 5th round draft choice at best, and he's playing like it. There's no anticipation. There's no decisiveness. They're hesitant. They don't look like they trust anything. I said on Saturday night on our late show, everything looks hard, right? And it should not be that hard with their caliber of athletes and players, and more importantly, returning production. It's not like you're sitting there saying, okay, well, it's just going to take some time for this team to gel. This team was the team that got hot later on, and basically everybody's back at almost all phases of the game.
So how do you respond to the general media fan notion across the country that Clemson and Oklahoma State are struggling because they refuse to get into the new world of college football with both feet with NIL and the transfer portal?
I think it's a bunch of hooey when it comes to Clemson. Now, I think Oklahoma State, there's a lot of legitimacy to that because, quite honestly, I just think Mike Gundy is fed up. He's done. He wants nothing to do with what college football has turned into. And it's extremely evident in the roster that they've put together, the team that they have fielded. And for a guy who has garnered so much respect and earned respect over the last 20 some odd years, it's a shame to see what's happening right now with Oklahoma State. But I think that's far more pushback on behalf of leadership. With Clemson, listen, they went out and they got some guys. The Will Help kid out of Purdue is a handful. That kid's a problem.
6'6", 260, can run.
And he's been one of the bright spots for them on defense. I don't know if you saw the game the other day. He rushes the passer and puts the offensive tackle literally on his back, and they both fall to the ground. Right as Cade Klubnik's pitching it over to the left, the kid gets up off the ground and runs down and makes the tackle on the kid that had the ball. I mean, those are the types of things you're expecting to see from every Clemson defensive lineman, Peter Woods, TJ Parker. But it's just the lack of execution is astounding. And I think, the one thing for Dabo Swinney is we always know where he stands, right? You may not like what he says. You may not care for him all the time. He's a super optimistic guy. But he's got to quit worrying about the outside noise. We know about the history, know what they've built there. We know what they've sustained there. You become a victim of your own success, guys. And what happens is when, and I've said this before, probably on the show about programs like Alabama and a select few others, is everybody becomes so conditioned to believing that it's easy. When you win at that high of a level for so long, like, oh, we're just going to go out and put our pads on and we'll do this every single week. And it doesn't work that way. And that's what makes the job so hard. And so when it doesn't go well, it becomes over magnified. Whereas if it was some other program and you're, playing decently, doing whatever, and then all of a sudden things don't look good. Okay, well, it was a bad week or, we're not playing well. But it's not this massive sky is falling mentality that they've created in Clemson because of their level of sustained success.
The opposite of Clemson and Oklahoma State looks to be Texas Tech. We know the money that's being spent out there. They go into Utah and take care of a Utah team. How real are they?
They're very real. That stunned me. I've broadcasted games out at that place. That is a tough place to play, and that is a really good football team. I could not believe how well they played on defense. That shocked me. I thought they were going to have their hands full with Devin Dampier. First real challenge for Texas Tech, coming off of all of the offseason hype, right? The money invested, the money spent, the player acquisition. And you sit there and go, okay, these guys have become the New York Yankees of college football. Will it work? Did they pick the right guys? Did they pay the right guys? And then at backup quarterback for Texas Tech's got ice water in his veins. That guy's a dude, man. I mean, I'm not so sure Baron Morton getting hurt didn't help.
Kid's name is Will Hammond, he looked like he'd been waiting for that opportunity for 2 years.
And to go into that environment and play like that, and I was super impressed with Texas Tech. And it's, now when you look at that conference, top to bottom, and that puts them right in the driver's seat to be the top dog. And now the schedule's going to get more difficult as you enter conference play, as it does for everybody across the country, but also the target gets bigger. And that's a new area for them, right? That's something that I think you have to grow and learn how to handle that. And so far, they passed the first test.
Mm-hmm. In Norman, it was a huge win for Oklahoma. Was it a devastating loss for Auburn, Tom?
I don't think it was a devastating loss for Auburn. I thought Auburn showed a ton of grit, a ton of fight, showed that they have improved drastically. If you're an Auburn fan and you're so frustrated over the last couple of years, and the Auburn team that you've seen take the field this year, if you're not pleased with the progress you've seen despite the loss, then you're just flat out being unfair, because that is an improved team. Now, listen, they ran into a juggernaut. Both teams ran into a juggernaut defensively, to be honest with you. That was two really good defensive football teams playing. And, Oklahoma still cannot run the football without John Mateer. I think their leading rusher outside of the quarterback position had 32 yards or 23 yards. The number is bad. Auburn only ran for 67 yards.
Right.
And I think Oklahoma had under 40, right? So I still think that's something that Oklahoma is going to have to clear. But the inability for Auburn to completely or consistently create a clean pocket for Jackson Arnold, because I thought Jackson Arnold did a great job of extending plays, trying to get out of trouble, but he couldn't do them all, right? And sometimes sacks are a bust up front where the quarterback's got no chance, or the quarterback's holding onto the football, taking too long to get rid of it, and then he brings it on himself. And there was probably a combination of all of those things. At the end of the day, there were two sequences, in my opinion, that were the difference in the game and probably reflected why John Mateer is the leading Heisman Trophy candidate. He is carrying that team. At one point during the game, he had 11 straight completions. All right. So he's obviously navigating things, and they can't run the ball at all, guys. So you got to, I mean, that is one-dimensional at its finest. And then after Auburn scored to go up, he engineered a 75-yard drive to punch it in and score and put the nail in the coffin. I mean, he played his best football when that team needed him to play his absolute best football. I thought it was a poorly officiated game. I hate to always look at that and say, okay, did that have some type of impact on the outcome? I know the hide and seek portion of that call that was missed, but who's to say that they don't score on that drive? I mean, we can't just sit there and say, okay, well, if we call that penalty and they don't score there, then the drive's over. That's not necessarily true either. So, but I thought it was a really good football game, and as advertised football game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you there. It's not getting any easier for the Florida Gators. Another tough loss. Talking about no running game, and they're off this week. Texas is coming up.
You know, I watched that entire game, and I will still say this. It may be frustrating, and yes, there are problems, but can you imagine if Florida couldn't play defense? How much trouble they would be? That team is loaded on defense. You know, going into that game, they only allowed 2 touchdowns the entire year on defense, and then they obviously gave one up. And the difference in the game in a rain-soaked setting, balls slick and slippery, was Miami was able to grind it out enough on the ground to make enough plays in the end to win the game. But offensively, there is something is missing. Like I said about Clemson on defense with their players, Florida's players are too good to play the way that they are playing. Whether it's play calling preparation, whether it's turnovers, which it was a week ago, it's befuddling to see. But thank goodness they can play defense, or they would have no shot.
You've seen a ton of DJ Lagway as a young quarterback. Has he regressed, and why? If he has,
he does look like I don't know if he's regressed in his development. He looks like he's regressed in his trust and confidence, which are two huge components to the position. And I know I've gone back to this with you guys before, and when you looked at that team, he was a big part of why that team turned around last year, because he was able to back the head coach and put everybody on his back and say, no. I don't care about all the negativity. I don't care about the dark cloud over this program. We're going to right this ship. And he's largely due the credit for why that thing turned around. In that last 4 to 5 weeks, you're sitting there going, oh my goodness, they're going to return Jaden Ball. They're going to return their wideouts. DJ Lagway's turned the corner, and they're going to be hell on wheels on offense. And for whatever reason, he doesn't even look like he's playing with the same level of belief or confidence. And I don't know why. It's very similar to Cade Klubnik. Very similar. They both look like they're just completely out of sync.
Tom, you know as well as we do, next week when we're talking, if Alabama is 2-2, the Bama Nation is going to be in panic mode. What do you think is going to happen Saturday night in Athens?
This game will be told at the end of that game, in my opinion. It will be looked at as a game that if Alabama loses, it's because they couldn't hold up in the offensive front. This is the first time since the Florida State game that they are truly going to be challenged again. All right. And let's not forget the last couple of weeks, while we've seen significant progress offensively, they've had distinct talent advantages. And as a result, the quarterback's been able to grow and mature and develop. And Ty Simpson, you can make an argument, is playing as good a football as anybody at the quarterback position in college football. Nobody's talking about it because they're coming off of a bye and then, 2 games in which they completely dominated. But now it's going to get real because the ability to control the line of scrimmage is not only going to impact their run game, but it's going to impact, in my opinion, whether they're in 3rd and long routinely. Because I think Alabama will match up well defensively with Georgia's personnel. The other thing I think to look at that is interesting, because I thought Mike Bobo did a great job of this against Tennessee, is Alabama's all of a sudden got to deal with a mobile quarterback. And they've got to deal with a quarterback that's going to be used in the run game. And we haven't seen that for Georgia in forever. What, since maybe DJ Shockley? I mean, really, with Georgia's quarterbacks, they've been guys that they're going to do it through the air. But now they started to figure out they can do it 2 ways, which makes them even more dangerous. So I think the game is going to be a lot of fun to watch. But for my money, look at the left side of that offensive line and see if they hold up.
Yeah.
Do you like the path, the trajectory of Texas A&M under Mike Elko as they get ready for Auburn in College Station this week?
Oh, I absolutely do. I mean, do I think that they necessarily deserve to win the game against Notre Dame? Probably not, but they did, and that happens all the time. It was a big win on the road. I think Marcel Reed is really a dynamic guy. He reminds me of Kevin Jennings at SMU. Just finds ways to make plays. Isn't always pretty, but can run around, can make the throws. They're strong in the trenches on both sides of the football. They've got 2 backs that I think could play for anybody in college football. So for me, and now you got Auburn coming to town, and Auburn's licking their wounds, and Texas A&M is in a position right now to take the next step and maybe take advantage of seeing how mature Auburn is coming off of that, and can they get past it and move on to the next game? Because this slate of games in the SEC that's coming up for just about everybody it's gonna be a gauntlet.
I wanted to ask you about UCLA before we let you go. Nationally, the media says it's a train wreck. It seems to be. Who takes over that program?
Somebody who needs a job, because guys, it's not a good job right now.
No,
they refuse to invest in their biggest revenue producer. If you're not going to make the football program the front porch of your university, you are not going to compete in today's college football landscape. It is that simple. They have apathy. They have a lack of interest. They have horrendous home crowds in one of the greatest venues on the planet, right? Yeah. They've got academic stuff that they've got to deal with. And just ask Chip Kelly. Who in the world walks away from a Power 4 head job to be an assistant coach? Because he knew that he's looking around the landscape of college football and he's going, we got no shot because we're not willing to do what everybody else is willing to do. And that's why I think the Virginia Tech job is slightly different, because they do have the backing and the following and the support. And it doesn't matter if they're 0-12 or 12-1, you're going to get the exact same number in that stadium each and every week. So you have that to build on. So that job's attractive. I think they've got to try to get a head coach. But when we look at head coaches and you start to think about top level names that are out there, who's going to look at the job and say, is that job better than the one I currently have? Now, I'll tell you right now who I would target.
Okay.
I'd back up the truck in Bloomington, Indiana. I'd go right after Curt Cignetti. Right after him. Because what Curt Cignetti has done is he has made tremendous choices and decisions when it comes to the transfer portal and player development. UCLA has made horrendous decisions in both of those areas. And so, I think there are guys out there that are high enough profile to look like you won the press conference, but it's not like you can just go out there and say, okay, well, let's go get Brent Venables. Well, he's not leaving for that job. It's not a better job, right? Let's go get, A, B, or C. Well, it's not a better job. Why would you do that? So they've got challenges in front of them. There's no doubt, guys.
Where are you going to be this week, Tom?
I am
on the call.
I've got Army at East Carolina, and it's interesting because that Army team last year was just so good, right? So good. And then they've been having quarterback problems. They've had to play 2 different quarterbacks. They've had the turnover bug hit them. Haven't played anywhere near to their, they lost to Tarleton State in week 1, in overtime. But then they go on the road and they beat Kansas State in Manhattan. and then they come back and they get beat again in an overtime, I think double overtime game this last week to North Texas. And so, and then East Carolina took one on the chin against BYU this week. So we'll see what happens. And then I actually, to be honest with you guys, I'm really excited about this. So, I think I shared with you, my schedule's a little bit unique, a little overloaded this year. So I'm 7 days a week for the entirety of the season, either on TV, recruiting, traveling, or studio television on the weekends. But I was able to pull off 2 weekends of the fall to, after my Thursday game, not have to go to Bristol and go see my son play.
Oh,
so
boy.
I get to go watch my son snap this weekend. Super excited about that. And so I'm looking forward to Friday morning, flying into Lexington and driving down to Eastern Kentucky and meeting up with my wife and my in-laws. And it's the first time I will have ever been. It's the first time I've seen him play since his junior year in high school.
Oh, man.
I was in Richmond, Kentucky over the off season. I'm telling you.
What were you there for?
Basketball.
Oh, you got hoops. Yeah.
Troy versus Eastern Kentucky. I'm telling you, it was about 20 degrees out there and sleety. So, yeah, hopefully you'll have better weather, Tom. We always appreciate the time, man. Thanks a bunch.
Thank you, guys. Have a great week.
You too, Luke. Thank you so much. We'll talk next week. That's Tom Luganbill. Joins us each and every Monday. Brought to you by our friends at River Bank and Trust. Local banking expertise, the newest innovations and technology, personal attention, genuine hospitality. It's all just part of what River Bank and Trust is about. They invite you to experience it for yourself with locations throughout the River region, locations throughout the state of Alabama. River Bank and Trust.
Kurt Cignetti to UCLA. He's about 60, 61 years old. He is a terrific coach.
Didn't they put 61 on Illinois? Speaking of 60, they scored a ton of points.
He's so funny. Because he doesn't mind. He, say, hey, how do you think you can win at Indiana? He says, well, just Google me. I've won everywhere I go.
Yeah,
love it. But again, I spent a lot of time this summer in Bloomington, Indiana. My sister, my brother-in-law are professors there at IU, and if they were watching just now, they probably just turned it off because they can't stand losing Cignetti. That's
well, you get hot. You're 63 points, Barry. Beat Illinois 63-10. Doesn't Bielema run his mouth a lot? I mean, he's probably pretty quiet today.
Beat them to the
number 9 team in the country goes on the road to face number 19 Indiana, loses by 53.
In Big Ten play. He is really good. Well, we've got coming up in just a little while, about a half hour or so, it's the
really? Do we have to do that today?
Yeah, it's on the schedule.
Yeah, I think it's contractually required, I guess.
Yep, Phantom's Daily Dog. It's coming up. Yeah, if we don't do it, somebody's going to get in the background of John's camera with a notarized contract and point to it. Okay, we'll come.
I want to thank, I don't know if Curtis is just slept late today, but thanks, Curtis, for not jumping on the chat line and bringing that to everybody's attention before the show even started today. It's embarrassing. I'll just go ahead and tell you, I'm embarrassed. Just nothing to be proud of.
Yeah. Well, we've got again that to get up to. We'll get several other bits of input from our River Region Straw Chat line and much more still to come. Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry is an Alabama-based, family-owned and operated business that specializes in dry cleaning and laundry, serving the river region since 1941. There are 12 convenient locations across the river region. Find one close to you or call 481-1911 for free pickup and delivery. For 83 years, Central Alabama has trusted Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry. You should too.
Well, if you hadn't noticed, the young lady that was voicing that last commercial is my
Beautiful
oldest
job.
daughter, who turns 30 years old today. Believe it or not, her 30th birthday today. I cannot believe it. Remember where I
Happy
was
birthday.
30 years ago when she was born. Kind of like yesterday, Barry, when my youngest turned 18. I remember where he was 18 years ago.
That is a
Back to back.
12-year that is a 12-year gap there, to
It
which
is.
every dad out there says, God bless you, John. God bless
She was out there. I thought this was interesting. She was a senior in high school when he was a kindergartner. How about that? I remember asking the school, I said, do you have many people in it? Do you have many families with seniors and kindergartners? And they go, you'd be surprised
Well,
how many we've got like that. I said,
if
well,
you,
I'm one of them.
bad losses last week. There were a lot of them out there. There were a couple of really interesting wins. Indiana, I think, is at the top. It was like, hey, Indiana. CBS Sports, couple of things. CBSSports.com, they have this week's college football playoff projection. Now, I could probably get the brackets out and show you where and what and all that.
Yeah.
But 12 teams. They've got Memphis at number 12. And bear in mind, that's not, they get the G5. Or there is no G5 automatic bid. It's the 5 top conferences that get the automatic. So there's no automatic G5 bid. Memphis 12, Indiana 11, LSU 10. Here's the funny thing. Alabama is number 8 in the college football playoff projection. Florida State is number 9.
Huh.
Now, Florida State beats Alabama pretty good, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
So how would they project Florida State 9, Alabama 8, Oklahoma 7? They've had a couple of big wins. Alabama's opponent this week at their place, Georgia, number 3.
Oh, a rematch of a game that's being played Saturday.
Miami,
I'd love
number
to
2,
get,
Ohio State, number 1.
I'd love to get a particular longtime legendary sports writer's thoughts about that. I bet
Danny Sheridan?
I can
No,
hear
he
it
wasn't
now.
a sports writer. He was a
Preferential
sports-
treatment.
Yeah. Auburn is not in the top 12, by the way, just in case you're wondering. The top 4.
Okay.
Ohio State 1, Miami 2, Georgia 3, Texas Tech 4.
Hey, watch out for them.
As
The way you brought them up, Barry, people don't want to hear it, but this guy's spending a ton of money out there. They're going out and doing it completely opposite of what Oklahoma State's doing, and they're kicking people's tail. And they go, whoa, wait a minute. This team shouldn't be doing this. They're not one of us. But they figured it out. They're going to, I don't know, abide by the new age of college football. And they got some big dog that's spending $55 million on their football program. Is it, are we turning into that? Whoever's got the most money can go out and get the best players and start winning?
And it's not always the teams that you think that have the most money that truly have the most money. I mean, there are guardrails now.
Yeah.
A school can only spend up to $20.5 million of its own money, and the rest of it comes from NIL, and they've got to be legitimate NIL. What they're doing is they are absolutely maxing out their school $20.5 million. Not every blue blood or big time school is doing that. That's not happening with everybody. Texas Tech has got a billionaire alumnus, former offensive lineman. You see him in all of these commercials. His name is Cody Campbell, and he is saying, look, guys, whatever it takes. He is bringing out, and again, the NIL deals have to be approved by the clearinghouse. So they're maxing out their NIL deals for everybody. And they're not, like John said, they're not making any pretense about it. Oh, they're coming here because they love Lubbock, Texas. Nobody believes that.
No.
Everybody knows that. They're coming here because of their love for Texas Tech football. No, they got guys from California, guys from Florida. They're going there because they get paid more than anybody else.
Yeah, Lubbock. I mean, really, who wants to go to Lubbock? I mean, the only way you're going to get the only way you're going to get kids to Lubbock is to pay them. But I wonder, there again, is that the spirit of college football? Is that what it's all about? I mean, I got to admit, I've been one for change. People have called me a liberal when it comes to college football. Let them all in. I am a little concerned about this, though, Barry. I did this opening up the vault, whatever it takes.
There was a good piece. I think it was last week, a good piece. It was CBSSports.com talking about the new age experience for college football players. I think they were talking, I didn't write it down. I should have, but I was on the road. They were talking about Ryan Williams.
Yep.
Or somebody. It was a wide receiver. And the kid was talking about he makes $1 million, all of his classes are online and have been ever since he got to school. He hadn't been inside the classroom since he got there. And so, and he said, look, it's different than I thought it was going to be. He said, it's very professional. He says, I don't know any other students. I don't know anybody in the student body. I mean, they come and they say, hey to me. And, when I'm at the stadium, they'll give me high fives and stuff, but I don't see anybody in a classroom. Yeah. All I do is I take my online. He says, I don't do my online classwork until about 7:00 at night, so I can spend the whole day doing football. Is that the way it was intended to be?
Yeah, I mean, Barry, didn't they get rid of the athletic dorms because they wanted the athletes to coexist with the rest of the student body?
Yeah.
And now, with this, it's completely different. Yeah, I mean, is there any loyalty to the school? Is there any pride in wearing the jersey, or is it just about, highest bidder, I'm there? I don't care what the colors are.
That's a good question, but also the converse from the students. Are they saying, oh, I know that dude. He's in my trig class. Golly, he said he's going to have a big game this week, something like that.
Yeah.
No, they don't know these guys. They're not, there's not as much of a sense of camaraderie with, oh, man, I got to go with the guys. A couple of these guys I see all the time over there in the student union, and you just don't have that as much. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I mean, I am right in the middle of the college athlete experience. All I'm saying is that it is different.
So I've been waiting for this on the River Region Straw chat line. Curtis, about 3 minutes ago with it. Curtis, I'm with you. How in the world does Illinois get beat by 53 and they're still in the top 25? I don't know. I've got my suspicions.
And just because, speaking about Illinois and all of that, the coach's name, Ty, is Brett Bielema. It's not B Enema.
Yeah.
B Enema, that's a different thing altogether. But you look at the AP top 25, two of the biggest movers, Miami and Oklahoma. So is it fair? No.
I'm not going to say this is similar to people that voted for the SEC Male Athlete of the Year 15 years ago, some tennis player or whatnot.
From Tennessee.
I'm not saying it's along those lines, even though it might be. I mean, Auburn fell out of the top 25 from number 22 to 26. Kind of wonder. I mean, it was a 7-point loss with bad officiating, but they
on the road.
Illinois stays in, whose biggest win was against Duke coming into this game this week. They're still in. I don't understand that one. Really hadn't played anybody. Notre Dame moves up a couple of spots, beating a horrible Purdue team. Folks, you just got to get used to that. Notre Dame's always going to move up.
They're going to get always the extra credit.
Bama falls 3 spots, didn't even play. But I do find it interesting that Illinois is still in the top 25 and Auburn is not. I mean, bad officiating. Now the AP voters are against them too.
Yeah, Pet's heads are falling off. It's an outrage.
This team can't catch a break. I mean, what's going on over there?
And this guy right here is getting pretty sick and tired of it. You know, this guy right here is he has been banging the drum for years. Come on, national media.
Yeah.
Give Auburn their credit. Give them a fair shake, will you?
Yeah. I don't get it, Barry. I really don't. I don't want this program to be forgotten about and just put over to the side.
And I'm telling you, as long as John Longshore is in the media, Auburn will not be forgotten about on his watch. He will never forget about Auburn as long as he's got a microphone.
I will make that pledge. I will make that promise. You've got a man here that is going to pump Auburn up and give them the recognition they so richly deserve. So I'm not letting these Big Ten people kick me around.
No,
you
got to have some pride. Well, so we are into our second hour of Longshore and McKnight, our second live hour. We've talked a lot of college football so far, rightly so. I do admit I did it. I didn't mean to do it. I felt I owed it to him.
Yeah.
The opportunity was there yesterday afternoon, back from church, just bebopping around. I've got to admit, I could not stand it. I had to text John.
He had
to text John, and just, this was right after watching my Jaguars hang on for a victory over the Houston Texans and head coach Demico Ryans.
Yeah.
In which, for the first time, I kind of got what John was telling me before. It's against the spirit of the game and all to do it this way. Mm-hmm. But I do believe that the Texans, after a big pass play, the Texans let the Jaguars score with a little bit, about a minute to go.
Yep.
So the Texans could get the ball back.
The ball back.
They almost pulled it off, but a tip ball and the Jaguars intercept. So I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah.
And then I see the Saints at halftime trailing 38-6 to the Seattle Seahawks. And I mean, I was weak.
Oh, yeah.
I fired off a screenshot of the halftime score and I sent it to John. And afterwards, as soon as I said, that's probably not the
Barry,
thing to do.
I don't know who had a worse weekend, the Saints or the Phantom. We'll get into that a little later. I will say though, Barry, I've never known this to happen in the NFL, but I got to think Seattle called the dogs off in the second half, only scoring 6 points. 38 in the first half, only 6 in the second. Saints were only able to scrape a touchdown on the board in the second half. Did not matter. Barry, there is no doubt about it. It's the number one draft pick. You got to go with the number one draft pick. And who's it going to be? And at this point in time, the Dolphins are 0-3. The Saints and the Texans and the Titans are both 0-3.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Saints are 0-3. The New York Giants, who lost last night, are 0-3. But it's okay because we still have a long season to go. I just cannot see. I really can't see a game the Saints are going to win. They'll beat somebody. They're not going to go 0-17. They'll beat somebody. But it's not looking good. Not looking good at all. The only thing that's looking good, Barry, is they host the Jets, I believe, on the 22nd of December or something like that. I should be able to get all the tickets I need for that game. That should not be a problem.
No.
At all getting a ticket.
Depending on John's schedule, they may hold up kickoff for him. Hey, what time can you be here?
Yeah, that's on the 21st. Excuse me. That's on the Sunday, the 21st. So, yeah, that should not be a problem at all getting a ticket to that game.
Now, also, we're getting this. We'll dabble in the NFL a little bit more, mostly college football. I'm telling you guys, Well, first of all, the good news for John, regular season ends in less than a week. Regular season in Major League Baseball ends on Sunday.
Can't get here quick enough. But
The Braves are not going to be in it. I'm just telling you guys. I've been tracking the Braves. I understand, but you guys are saying, who was it? Was it Bill from Baltimore saying the Braves have won 8 in a row?
Yeah.
I know. Doesn't matter. Don't get caught up in it. 8 in a row. They're only 10 games under 500, and that 8-game win streak for the Braves, now that they've got nothing to play for, still leaves them 19 games back. But
Barry, I look at it this way. How about a little pride from all these Braves fans out there, all 4 of you, but all these Braves fans, because I'm told, and I have no reason to doubt, that they're Braves fans all over Central Alabama.
Sure, they're
down in Troy, up in Millbrook, over in Selma, wherever.
Hatchie,
Auburn,
Abbeville.
everybody loves the Braves.
Yeah.
So have a little pride out there, folks. I'm going to talk to you tough today. Look, they've won 8 in a row. Have they folded up the tents and gone home? Are they just, playing out the string, mailing it in? Doesn't look like it to me. Showing a little pride in this Braves franchise. And what am I hearing? Nothing. Crickets. Hey, John. Hey, I know we're not going to make the playoffs, but look how this team's built. They hold on together, and they've won 8 in a row. No.
You know what you're doing? I don't know. If you want to just punch your own self in the face, that's fine. But you know what that'll mean for the offseason, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
John, didn't you? What do you mean the Braves stink? Didn't you see the way they closed? Will you not give us any credit for having all of this momentum heading into the offseason? John, I'm telling you, we won 8 in a row in late September. Off season, I'm telling you, Acuna's going to be healthy. Ozzie Albies is going to be healthy. We got a great catcher now and a Korean shortstop. I'm telling you, John, next year is going to be the Braves' year. You are opening yourself up for that. I remember you saying something about that, John. Hey, the Braves are showing some pride and all that. I'm not against it. I think the Braves are going to be good again next year, but hey, if you want to bring it upon yourself into your own house, go ahead, go for it.
So how good is good? Good enough to make postseason or good enough not to be 20 games out of first place?
Wasn't that an album title from The Cure, something like that? I don't know. How good
is good?
Yeah.
Well, I know I've been in this long enough. Once we get into the off season, then we'll hear this. Guess what? Catchers and pitchers meet in 2 weeks. Oh,
it's going to be true.
Did you have to remind me? Tobias out in Arizona this morning believes Auburn would have won the game if they have a better quarterback. Oh, now there's an interesting twist, Tobias. A quarterback that maybe doesn't hold on to the ball as long as he did, or maybe start running when he should stay in the pocket a little bit longer.
Define better quarterback, Josh Allen
or
Lamar Jackson.
That's what the offensive line. I'm not so sure, Tobias. I think Jackson Arnold aided and abetted in some of those sacks.
The offensive line, without Connor Lew, who I think is one of the best centers in the league, they had to play.
Did he not come back into the game?
Yeah, but there was some flux in the offensive line. But
flux.
Yeah, I always love it when people said, we're one player away. Yeah, Babe Ruth, we just need one more piece. Yeah, but Tom Brady's 49 years old, It always drives me crazy with stuff like that. Oh, brother.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tobias. I hear what you're saying. I mean, I think, I'd like to, I don't want to put it all. Let's just say Jackson Arnold did have his best day, particularly when he took that sack in the end zone.
Yeah, didn't need to happen late in the game. And, that one was on him. There's no question about it.
I didn't hear Hugh Freeze or Brent Venables going at the post-game press conference. Well, I know some of the bettors didn't like the outcome of that game.
No.
It would have made me feel any better, but it didn't.
But he did say, I better be quiet about the referees. They tell me I need to be quiet. What that means, though, go ahead.
No, after that play, I don't think I've ever seen this before, and I've thought about it, but I don't think I've ever seen it. After a safety, you got to kick the ball off to to the team that
right.
tackled you in the end zone.
Yes.
I've never seen an onside kick by a punter after a safety.
Yeah. Dad, you can do it. You can do it. That's when your team is unfortunate enough to take a safety when you're trying to come from behind late in a ball game. That was one of those saying, get rid of it. I don't care what you do. Get rid of it. Just fling it out of there. Try to get outside the tackle box and even if you do have to just get it out of there, make the referee make the call of intentional grounding in the end zone. Make him give the safety. Do not take the safety under any circumstance.
Yeah, do you not tell Jack, maybe, I don't know, at that point in time, does it matter if we lose by 5 or 7? Well, to some people it did. But, do you tell Jackson Arnold, hey, man, make sure you get this ball out quick?
You need to tell him that more often. Yeah. Whatever you do.
That type of play.
Yeah.
Do you have the option? Could you put it on a tee and kick it off, or do you have to punt it?
No, it's a free kick. You can do whatever you want. You can drop kick it if you want. You can punt it or kick it off. A lot of times I see teams, I say a lot, you don't see it happen very much, but when it does happen, I see a lot of times the team will put it on a tee and kick it off if for one reason only, and that's if there's a strong wind blowing in your face. You want that little wind cheater down there. And usually, again, like if you want an onside kick, again, that almost never happens, but that's when you do it. That's when you put it on a tee.
Because, obviously when you're punting, can't you kick it off further than you can punt it? You would think so, unless you just want the guy to maybe have to call a fair catch or something. But I don't know. I've always wondered, why not just kick it off every time? Why punt it?
Yeah. So that's where we are. And as Martina McBride once sang, we have come to a day of reckoning. When we come back.
Yeah, we can't dodge it anymore, Barry.
It's the Phantom Daily Dog and more coming up with Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Prattville Carpet is the most trusted name in flooring in the River region. Ray Bowles and his staff have an extensive line of Mohawk stain-resistant carpeting in all the latest styles and colors. Prattville Carpet also has hardwood, vinyl, and ceramic tile for all of your flooring needs. Professionally installed at the absolute lowest prices. Take advantage of cash and carry vinyl plank at just $239 a foot. Call them today to set up your free measurement for your home, office, lake house, hunting camp, or wherever you need flooring. 285-8117. That's 285-8117, or drop by 2201 Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville for Prattville Carpet.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Bush. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com. Okay, welcome back in, everybody. About 20 minutes past the hour here on this Monday. I want to remind everybody, you can check us out, Longshore and McKnight, at yellowhammernews.com. Video content, a write-up about the show each and every afternoon. Check it out, yellowhammernews.com. Also on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, on Instagram, Spotify, Apple, iTunes. Make sure you check it out. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Really appreciate everybody reminding all of our viewers and listeners on the chat line to hit that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate that. And helps us out a lot. We really appreciate folks doing that. Nobody won the Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry Diamond giveaway. Had some close picks, Barry, but not as close as the week prior. We'll have 2 games this week, obviously, with Auburn at Texas A&M, Alabama at Georgia.
Right.
Just pick the score. If you pick the exact score of one of those 2 games, you're going to win a 1-carat lab-grown diamond valued at $500, and you automatically go into the drawing for the national championship, where if you pick the correct score there, you'll win a 1-carat natural-grown diamond valued at $3,000. You can go ahead and get your picks in right now if you want to. You've got all week long until the games kick off on Saturday. Longshore and McKnight at gmail.com. That's Longshore and McKnight at gmail.com. Get your scores in before kickoff next week. A couple of other quick notes here, Barry. John, I did see a team drop kick it, and I cannot tell you what team it was. I did see that.
The only drop kick, that was my claim to fame whenever I was a kid, was I could drop kick pretty good. I remember Doug Flutie drop kicked an extra point.
Yes.
One time when he played for the Patriots. You can do it. You can do it. I don't know why anybody would, unless you're just having trouble blocking the opposing team and you want to get an extra blocker in there instead of a holder or something like that. So
can somebody else had to see that besides John and myself, but I did see that, John. I just cannot remember what game it was. Also, Barry, our man Chris from out at the Montgomery Regional Airport, where we'll be on Thursday morning.
Yeah, Chris, we're looking for you.
Chris says, didn't Cam Newton not go to class and took online classes? Probably had somebody take the test for him. Chris, I don't think it was no. I do think Cam did go to class.
He did.
Because he got chased on his moped going to class one day, I believe.
Yeah. For some people, that qualifies. No. The guy who got chased on, Cam had a moped, and for some reason, John and his buddies were fixated on that moped. I don't know why it was. I mean,
well, because I don't think you have to have a driver's license to drive a moped.
Right. So no driver's license, maybe. But anyway, that was like all they could come up against him. The guy who got chased around by AUPD on a moped was TJ Finley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, who's sick, which I said at the time when he played at Auburn. I think that was 4 schools ago. And he's still playing college football. TJ Finley, 6'7", 250. And I'm thinking, you got a 6'7", 250-pound guy on a moped, and they can't catch him? Because he was weaving around through the parking lot over there by the Eagles Nest, by the stadium, and they were, Coach, he's still on the moped. Do you want us to take him in? Because we will, or... I mean, we know who he is because there ain't many 6'7", 250-pound guys wearing an Auburn football T-shirt around campus. Wait, or do you want us to pick him up? We'll take him in, or do you just want to send somebody over a little bit later on to his apartment and just go grab him and bring him to us?
What do you think the max speed on a moped is?
For TJ Finley, probably about 10.
A lot of weight on it.
For Markeith Cooper, probably about 22. I mean, Dee and I have those little electric scooters.
Yeah.
And, of course, my wife is petite, but, I mean, she can get that scooter going pretty dang fast. I mean, 20 miles an hour, something like that, I'm thinking. But I don't know that Cam took a lot of chances on his motor scooter. I heard he was a very good driver, but nobody seems to give him credit for that.
No,
anyway,
don't.
Okay.
Wait, the origin of moped, I wonder where that name came from.
Motorized, I mean, because you could, at the time, you could either ride it like a motorcycle or you could pedal it.
Oh, okay.
It's not like the Italian people, like those Vespas.
Yeah, I just didn't know if it was like...
When you're going up the hill... and it's having a hard time, then you can help it along by pedaling it a little bit. It's kind of like you guys on the golf cart. Whenever, you're going up a hill and the bar cart girl's up at the top, and you can see her. She's about to take off, and you're like, no. So you're the driver. You get your left foot out. Your buddy gets his right, and you start pushing a little bit. Hang on.
Yes.
That it kind of helps it a little bit.
Don't go anywhere. Don't do it. Don't
we'll
do
be
it.
there in a minute.
Yeah, I don't know if it was. I just thought, was it Joe Moped that invented the thing?
No,
that
it's motorized and pedal as well. That's kind of where it came.
Okay, so let's
we've
delay
spent
you
enough
longer.
time. Yeah, here we go.
It has been, to say the least, an extremely difficult week for the Phantom. No doubt, we have hit a skid, to say the least, and we're not. We're disappointed. I got to tell you, we're very disappointed about it. It started Friday with the Daily Dog, with Rutgers at home against Iowa, catching 2.5, and they lost by, I don't know. I put that out of my mind.
They lost by enough. Let's just say,
yeah, lost by enough. So that was a tough. That was tough to take.
Yeah.
But as we do, we got to come back strong tonight with an NFL game that we find very interesting. Monday Night Football in Baltimore.
Pretty good matchup. Pretty good offenses.
Yeah, pretty much so. You're right about that. So could be a lot of scoring going on in this game tonight. It is Detroit at Baltimore. And there again, what are we 3 games into the season in the NFL?
Yes.
So 3 games in.
This will be the 3rd game for these teams. Yes.
Baltimore 1-1 at this point. Detroit also 1-1. And the Detroit Lions are catching 4.5 in this game.
That's what I got.
In a league that a lot of these games are decided by a field goal or less, I like the 4.5 here on the road. I understand, I get that, but we like Detroit catching 4.5 at Baltimore tonight on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, you can watch it on ABC. You can watch it on ESPN. I know some people that prefer alternate viewing on the Manning Cast.
Yeah,
that's on ESPN too, and that's a pretty good point from John about that 4.5, especially this weekend. I mean, there were 5 blocked field goals this weekend. 2 blocked NFL field goals returned for touchdowns in the 4th quarter. There were 4 game-winning field goals, 2 punt return touchdowns. It's been a big special teams weekend out there. So, yeah, 4.5 in a field goal league. I love the pick. Love the pick.
Glad to hear that. Yes. Glad to hear. Maybe Hugh Freeze needs to go back and look at some of these NFL games yesterday and how the special teams are such a big part of it. Yeah. So, Barry, the Phantom 4 for this weekend was just not good. It was not good. It's the importance of getting the right line. And I'm just really just kind of ripping the Band-Aid off, Barry. Been agonizing about this all yesterday, but here we are. Time to rip the Band-Aid off and move on. I think I'm going to feel better once we get through with this segment. Kind of like I've taken a shower and started a new day. But let's go ahead and get out of the mud right now. No other way to put it. 0-3-1 this week. This past weekend. 0-3-1. Let that sink in a little bit. Utah at home. Luke and Bill talked about it.
My gosh.
That one surprised me as well. I really like Utah at home in this spot.
So did I.
Never in the game.
Texas Tech wins it 34-10.
Yeah, 34-10. Should I give Ole Miss more credit? More on that maybe this time next week. They host LSU in Oxford on Saturday afternoon, 2:30. Yeah. Ole Miss is a 2.5-point favorite, but they were a 13.5-point favorite hosting Tulane on Saturday, a game in which we took the green wave. Were burned by Tulane 2 years ago, and lo and behold, we were burned by them again this past Saturday as well. The only good thing about this, Barry, we weren't burned late. We knew early this was a loser.
Yeah.
Absolute loser. At one point, they showed a stat, the Tulane quarterback, 0 for 11
Yeah, he's the BYU transfer. Had a pretty good year last year. His name is Jake Retzlaff, and he only got to campus like 2 weeks before the season started. He ended up 5 for 17 for 56 yards. And the other guy, Brendan Sullivan, he played a lot, 5 for 12. Wolf.
I don't know what's going on down in New Orleans with the practicing the passing game, but man, there again, saw that stat, said we're done here. Let's move on.
Yeah.
So then we go to Auburn, taking on Oklahoma
in Norman.
And Barry, the game went off at 6.5, but when the Phantom released it on Friday, it was at 7. A little bit better than 6.5.
Right.
But as Oklahoma went for the 2-point conversion late in the game when they had that last score to take the lead and missed it, I think I looked at somebody and said, that was a big miss. 3 plays later, boom, safety. They got it back. But didn't lose the game, but we didn't win it either.
Yes.
Pushed on the Auburn-Oklahoma game.
Get rid of the ball, Jackson.
Yeah, just get rid of it. Then on Saturday night, Barry, we knew early. Florida can't run the ball. First series was embarrassing.
Oh, it was awful.
I mean, that was the worst 3. I think they lost like 14 yards on the first series or something. I'm thinking, oh, this is not going to be good.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. They can't run the ball. And Miami took care of business. Miami didn't come out in any crazy uniforms that we'd wondered about Friday. Good crowd there at Hard Rock. I got to admit. I mean, you don't see that many fans at a Miami game. A lot of Gators must have made
a lot of Gators, yeah. Florida ended the day against Miami 7 first downs.
Not going to win. So, Barry, that was not a good week, as you can tell. 0-3-1, 6-9-1 on the year. Just no excuses here. No excuses, but we feel better. We feel kind of cleansed and refreshed because we've just gotten it off our chest.
Yeah.
We faced our deficiencies.
Yes.
And we've called ourselves out. Now we can move on. Feel better.
There we go. Yeah. He said it's kind of like taking a shower. Somebody heard it was like taking a something. No, it was he said shower. And you feel better afterwards. So
you do.
There you go. Well, let's take a break right here. We're a little bit early for a break, but not much, just to kind of get that segment past us here. Let's take a break.
Yeah, let's move on into bigger and brighter things.
Longshore and McKnight, in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry and Longshore and McKnight are giving you the opportunity to win a 1-carat lab-grown diamond valued at $500. Pick the exact score for either the Auburn or Alabama games each week. Limit 1 entry per person, per household, per game. You can enter anytime beginning Monday morning the week of the games, and all entries must be received before kickoff of each game. Enter by emailing your picks to longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com. That's longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com. And in the subject line, type in diamonds. 1 additional entry to win a 1-carat natural diamond valued at $3,000 will be up for all weekly winners to pick the score in the national championship game. Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry, 8163 Vaughn Road in Peppertree, adjacent to Chappie's Deli. Open 7 days a week, or check them out at marguerites.com. At Marguerites, they make it. They really make it.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Stivers Ford of Montgomery has F-150s over 16 grand off plus 2.9%. And your last chance for a tax credit on Lightnings. 17 grand in savings or 0% or $349 a month with zero down.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Fords.
Stivers Ford of Montgomery has Broncos under 35 grand. Bronco Sports under 24 grand. Rockies under 29 grand or $299 a month with zero down. And new Explorers 10 grand off or 2.9%.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Fords.
Okay, in the Are They For Real segment, Barry. I know
for real.
Yeah, we're a quarter of a way through the SEC schedule. I think you mentioned that earlier today. Hard to believe.
Yes.
Man, quarter of a way through. Are they for real? And a couple of teams have caught my eye just in the SEC.
All right.
Is Vanderbilt for real? Undefeated. They are a 21.5-point favorite hosting Utah State Saturday morning in Nashville. They win that game, Barry. They will come into Tuscaloosa on October 4th undefeated. Are they
for real? They hang 70 on Georgia State in Nashville after Georgia State beat them in Atlanta last year. Right now, Vanderbilt, and I said this briefly in the first hour, in this morning's AP Top 25 College Football poll, Alabama is number 17. Vanderbilt is number 18.
Huh. Ole Miss, Barry, his
on the board.
You know, they've beaten Kentucky, they've beaten Arkansas, they've beaten Tulane.
Yeah, they're 4-0.
Are they for real? I think we'll find out Saturday. They are a favorite hosting LSU,
which is crazy to me.
I got to see them beat LSU, and then I'll come back Monday and say, yeah, they're for real.
And again, we mentioned the week before, their quarterback, Austin Simmons, is hurt. A young guy who's going to be a great quarterback, left-hander. He's hurt. Didn't play against Arkansas. And like I said, I tuned in that game late. And Trinidad Chambliss from Ferris State threw for like 340 or 360 against Arkansas. And I'm thinking, who in the world is Trinidad Chambliss? Well, last week, Ole Miss beat up on Tulane 45-10. Chambliss threw for 306 in that game. Who is this guy? He doesn't look scared at all. I don't see any drop-off in the Ole Miss offense, and they have that game at home. There's no excuses for Lane.
Yeah, there is.
He wins that game, then there will be some belief from natural
so
doubters
too.
like Longshore and McKnight.
I think, Ole Miss always loses a game, but it's a game that they shouldn't lose. Now, I can see them losing this game, but if they win it, watch out. They're for real.
But they also, you think Auburn, the Ole Miss doesn't really get a lot of credit,
No, they don't.
I mean, they won a national championship in 1960 or 58 or something under Johnny Vaught. And everybody always says, Ole Miss, boy, what a great story. They beat Notre Dame one year. Hey, how about Ole Miss? Eli Manning, huh? He's something. Goodness gracious and all that. And then you think, but yeah, that's great. That's great. I mean, they're the line is always, they're good for Ole Miss. They've never played in the SEC championship game. They're good for an upset or two in the case of Hugh Freeze against Alabama. But, being there at the end, I mean,
I don't think they're going to beat Atlanta. I'm not going to go that far. Could this be a playoff team? I think they could be. We'll know Saturday afternoon if they are. Is Texas A&M for real? I'm kind of leaning that I think they could be.
Yeah.
There again, they're catching an Auburn team that's not happy. They're mad. A&M, are they for real? Are they the number 9 team in America? There again, I want to see A&M. I know they beat Notre Dame. They hadn't really played anybody either except the Irish. Maybe we'll know a little bit more about A&M on Saturday.
I did watch a lot of that Notre Dame game. I do like Marcel Reed, the quarterback. I like him a lot. But beating Notre Dame, really shouldn't have beaten them, but hey, it counts. Yeah. They're number 9 in the country. They're trending upward, but again, what is it though? I got to see more.
Yeah, I got to see more of A&M. I got
more.
to see what the deal is with them.
Yes.
Missouri at number 20. They're the team, I believe, that did attempt the drop kick. Jason Jones mentioned that on our chat line. Now that I think about it, I do recall a black uniformed team attempting an onside kick.
I was trying to confirm during the break, and I was unsuccessful. But
yeah, Spears another. I mean, Missouri's another team that I'm not sure they played anybody. They're a 43.5 point favorite against UMass this Saturday. I got to see them play better competition. South Carolina. I was wrong about them too. I thought they host Kentucky, does South Carolina on Saturday night. Not real sure what to make out of those. And Arkansas is a little snake bit, 2 fumbles. It cost them probably wins this year, hosting Notre Dame, but only a 6-point underdog at home to the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. That'd be a huge win for Sam Pittman if he could beat the Irish early, 11 a.m. in Fayetteville on Saturday. But
number one, he may not make it to Saturday. Number 2, there's no way on God's green earth that they beat Notre Dame. But yes, number 3, if he does, does that even really save his job?
Off week after Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So if they make a move, do they do something after the Notre Dame game? I think it'd be hard for them to do it if they beat Notre Dame.
No kidding.
To get rid of him. If they don't, but if they're embarrassed by Notre Dame, I could see that happening. So a quarter of the way through, Bear, I've still got some teams out there that I'm not totally sure of just because of the level of competition that they've played. Vanderbilt, on one hand, I like how they've played against some of this competition. There again, went on the road and beat Virginia Tech and South Carolina, but I'm not sure those teams are really that good. So, and what about Mississippi State? Are they undefeated? Is State undefeated? I kind of think they are. I mean, you're talking about a team that's kind of slipped up on you.
Wait a minute. You expect me in September to be familiar with Mississippi State? No, nobody pays attention to Mississippi State. We should not, by virtue of being the hosts of this show, be expected to pay attention to Mississippi State.
Mary, it is true. They are undefeated. They are undefeated, hosting Tennessee on Saturday.
They are 4-0. They're not just 3-0. They're 4-0,
averaging like 40-something points a game.
They have outscored their opposition 159-47. What,
man?
And are unranked at 4-0.
Well, they got Tennessee. We're gonna find out. They're playing 2 ranked teams back to back. Tennessee this week, A&M the following week. But that one kind of slipped up on me. I did not realize that Mississippi State. Hey, man. Ring those cowbells.
Southern Miss, Arizona State, Alcorn, and Northern Illinois.
Who beat Alabama years ago.
And who beat Notre Dame last year.
How about that? Hail State.
How about that?
Gotta love it. Hey, speaking of hail, I had some hail damage, Barry, and having my roof repaired. Going to start telling you about the folks that are repairing roofs around town. They're called Roof Life, and I want you to check them out. Just go to rooflife.com for all of your roofing needs, and they'll take care of it. Professional installation and removal. Yeah, they'll remove your old roof, put the new roof back on. Check them out at rooflife.com for all of your roofing needs.
Well, when we come back, it will be, among other things, the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel. Crazy week in the NFL.
Yeah.
Really good week in college football. Other stuff. Ryder. When's the Ryder Cup start? This
weekend. Yo, yeah, man. Hey, wow. I mean, you're talking about quad box. Got to go 3 football and the Ryder Cup.
So we got a lot that Gurn Jr. has sifted through, and he's come up with what looks like 7
Look at those
topics
color combinations.
Coming up in just a moment. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's here. Victoryland Casino's Corvette 25K giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Drive away in a Corvette or win your share of $25,000 in free play and cash. Visit our Players Club and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino off I-85 exit 22 in Shorter, Alabama. Drawings October 3rd and 4th. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
You're not buying sticks, stems, and pine cones. You're buying premium long-diddle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River Region, full of color that will last all season long. Kenny has locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small, from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. Pickup is available, or your order can be delivered. They can even spread your pine straw if you like. So call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw needs.
I love this. I love the community aspect of our chat line over here. You know, everybody's talking to everybody else. People are, you know, saying good morning to each other on our chat line. We've got our own little Longshore and McKnight community, a general store, maybe a post office, you know, the railroad comes through and everything. I really appreciate, for instance, among many people, I don't want to single him out, but I really appreciate somebody like Bob from Pike Road, who gets up early this morning.
Yes.
I mean, he is chatting on the chat line before we even get the show on the air. That happens. Usually it's Ty, it's John, it's Chris the Bammer, it's Plainsman Preston. But this is Bob from Pike Road. For some reason, for the good of the show and for the camaraderie involved in our chat line, Bob says, you know, I got to get up early this morning because just 2 hours of the live chat line is not going to be enough. I don't know what the reasons were. Maybe that was it. But Bob from Pike Road got up early on our chat line and says, hey, fellas, what's going on? You know, how's it hanging? All that stuff. He says, Auburn versus Oklahoma got destroyed on the offensive line, gave up 10 sacks for the first time since 2017, had less than 2 yards a carry rushing with 65 yards, and then blame the refs for the loss. It sounds a little bit Robbie from Greenville-esque, but he goes on to say, again, before we even get on the air, Auburn lost because they did not play well enough to win the game, period. In the place up front where the game is always won and lost, they got destroyed. Refs were bad, but Auburn wasn't good enough. See, that kind of, you know, it's kind of like, you know, the Mr. Rogers neighborhood, where, you know, you've got the trolley, the name of the trolley was Trolley.
Original.
And, you know, you've got Daniel Tiger in the little, you know, castle, and it's like a little make-believe land. That's what our River Region Straw chat line is all about, where you got people like Bob from Pike Road taking the trolley in.
Yeah.
And for the first time, you know, he's never been in early. He's been in a lot, and we love it. But for some reason today, he got in really
he might have had a big appointment this morning. He went ahead and got his thoughts out early before he had to take care of business later in the day. We appreciate that, Bob. We get it. We really appreciate that.
Appreciate the input very much.
And I think so. I think we'll all agree Auburn's offensive line play left something to be desired there. It was a little rough to watch.
Yeah, it was not good. Offensive line play was bad. Special teams were bad.
I mean, the officiating wasn't great. I get it. But who knows? Does that mean Auburn would have won the game? We may never know. All right. I think the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel is loosened up. A lot of topics on the wheel usually are on Mondays.
Yeah.
So let's get going. Victoryland, exit 24 5 Shorter, Alabama, where you can be a winner.
I want the green one. I'll go the light green one. That's the one I want. Yeah. Okay. Good trade.
Who could this be?
Good trade.
L.A. Times.
Yeah, Mike Trout absolutely hammered his 400th career home run.
Good for him.
And the fan caught the ball. All he wanted was to play catch with him. So after the game, in order to get the ball, this is good. Good get. All he wanted to do, young fan, he said, look, I'll give you the ball. Can you play catch with me for a little while?
Man.
My gosh, I love baseball.
Not even using a glove, Barry, just using it barehanded there.
I love baseball. How can you not be romantic about baseball? That's a good trade.
I would have wanted a picture. I'm not playing catch with the guy. Just let's get a pic.
Well, it's probably if John played catch with a guy, the guy'd have to wear a glove because they still talk with great wonder. At that time, John fired that football back to Tebow on the sidelines pregame. Tebow's like, whoa!
I thought you were going somewhere else, Barry. I thought since we were talking baseball, like when I got a piece of that pitch, that pitcher threw at me from the
Wings game. Yeah,
but that is true. That is true. SEC championship game Friday during warm-ups. D. Jackson and I are out there on the field, and a ball rolls right to me. Some receiver had dropped it. I picked the ball up. Tebow looks at me like
a little help.
Fire it right to me. He catches
Tebow's like, yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, I just wish D. Jackson had the cameras rolling there.
Good gosh. Who do you think you are? What's the guy's name? The Alabama quarterback who could throw it a mile. Dakota, what is his name? Dakota somebody? Dakota Nunley.
Dakota Nunley,
Who
yes.
do you think you are? Dakota
Just
Nunley?
In case, throw it deep, yeah.
Okay.
That's a great memory. That's a good
job.
Yeah.
Good job, Gurn.
Good job there on that one, Gurn.
Yeah,
okay.
I still want to get to bleep the bed.
Yeah.
I know, because I know what that one's
Do you
about.
notice the colors change with the topics?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's not the same one. Like on the first spin, bleep the bed was
green.
Was lime green.
Should it be brown?
Booing.
Anyway.
Booing 2.
Booing 2. NFL game. Ooh.
Yeah. Dable was not real happy. He was not real happy with the referees.
I saw Jackson Dart warming up and thinking, they going to let him play tonight?
What happened to Russell Wilson? He was the toast of the NFL. They talked with him, won a Super Bowl. They're talking about him the same way they're talking about all the great ones, Brady and Peyton and Russell Wilson. He got traded to the Broncos and was terrible.
Head case.
He was at the Steelers last year, was terrible, not good. It's about time for Jackson Dart. Former Alabama offensive coordinator Brian Dable said, look, I'd be booing too.
Ooh.
We got to do better. Yeah,
Truth hurts.
Kansas City looked awful. That was an awful game last night. I gave up on it fairly early. Kansas City in the second half ends up winning at 22-9. Giants are bad.
They're pretty rough.
Bad.
Yeah, not as bad as the Saints, but they're pretty bad. No, Theota, Snake Plissken was from Escape from New York and Escape from L.A., the sequel, which was good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kurt Russell. People say that was his finest work.
Oh, man. Escape from New York. That movie was way ahead of its time. Ernest Borgnine.
Yes.
He was Cabby. And then who was the Mr. Big? Or no, who was the he's a singer. That was the
you got me on that one.
Oh, Isaac Hayes. Yes. He was the singer. He was the villain in Escape from New York. All right, let's move on. Gurn Jr.'s Victoryland topic wheel, sponsored by Victoryland, where you can be a winner too. Open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Adrian Barbeau. Yes, somebody just texted me.
She was in it. She was Brains Squeeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The text was wrong, but it said the two biggest stars in that movie were Adrian Barbeau. No. Singular. I think he meant singular.
And I'm trying to think the guy that played Brain. God, what's his name?
Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah, Harry Dean Stanton. Yeah. Oh, it was star-studded. It was a great.
I'm telling you, how did that not get off?
Who was the president? Donald Pleasance played the president.
You mean Blofeld?
Yes, from You Only Live Twice.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that, Theotis? Man, we're coming strong
on
today.
it.
Okay, let's spin some more and see what we got here.
How did we go from the Giants to Escape from New York?
Great.
All right, here we go. This is it.
Oh,
here we go. Now
Whoa.
it's blue today. Bleep the bed. This
what
is not
happened
Gurn
here?
Jr. saying this.
No.
This is actually, go ahead and hit it. This is actually Green Bay Packers linebacker Micah Parsons. Green Bay had the lead. The Browns get a blocked field goal.
That doesn't happen in the NFL.
Yeah.
Come on. No way.
I'm just telling you. You know, 10-10 game.
Man, look how close this field goal is.
Yeah. And boom.
Oof.
Yeah, okay.
Man.
So, all right. So stay with me. Blocked field goal. And then the kid for the Browns who missed one in the first week for a loss, 55-yarder at the horn.
Ooh. Count it.
And there you go.
Tough way to lose. I'm
There
surprised
you
there's
go.
not more
Yeah.
blocked
And
field
after
goals.
the game, again, Green Bay had that thing. Green Bay was all over that game. Somehow they lost it after the game. Micah Parsons, Green Bay linebacker, said, "We bleeped the bed."
Yeah, it'll happen.
Whew.
It'll happen. That's a tough one. Okay. I want to see more fake field goals in the NFL. Maybe we need more of those. All right. What else we got left on the topic wheel here? I know we got something else.
Yep.
4 more to go. We can do it. Heck yeah.
Ooh, dust up seems like it'll be good. Is there
Could
a
be good
baseball
fight.
fight?
Is there a fight? Yeah, it could be. This late in the season, what else you going to do but fight?
Bloodied up. All right.
UCF fight over the weekend, I believe. Ooh.
Oh, Dan Quinn. Yeah.
Oh,
Dan.
Dan.
From his own quarterback. Mariota's playing because Jaden Daniels was on.
Yeah.
Quinn takes it. Cool.
Quinn is saying, hey, guys, play downhill. Let's go out there, finish. Let's
How
go out
about
there.
that?
Didn't Saban get bloodied up in a game, cut his cheek or something?
Cut his cheek. Yeah, I think it might have been at practice, something like that. Yes.
It's been a while since I've been on a football sideline, but I'm going to tell you, if you ever go down there, you better keep your
Don't
head
be
on a
just
swivel.
sitting around.
I've seen so many people get mowed over, didn't even see it coming. You got to keep your head on a swivel.
All right. What
All
else
right.
we got? By the way, the Commanders game, yes. Go ahead and spin it. But the Commanders game yesterday, when he got bloodied up, they end up beating the Raiders in Washington anyway, 41-24. Okay, this one's stopping on bad sport. We're against bad sports.
We are against bad sports.
Program.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're showing Jackson Arnold, but we talked about this. Texas beats Sam Houston 55-0. Arch gets a touchdown over a Sam Houston defensive back, and he's chirping at him, and he's, muscling up to him. And Arch, you're under a microscope anyway. The referee says, Arch, act like you've been. Even the referee is saying, Arch, come on, man. It's Sam Houston. Get out of there.
His grandfather gave him a call and said, hey.
Arch said his mom was pretty mad about that, too. Yeah, his mom's name is Olive, and Olivia.
Grandmother. Yeah, a grandmother.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Olivia's his grandmother. Mom says, don't do that. Not very Manning-alike. Yeah, he's got.
Yes.
I mean, it's Sam Houston. Give me a break. Yeah, that was a good one to get there, Gurn.
Yeah, he's
All
probably
right,
regretting that. I never did anything like that.
You never had the upper. Well, okay, yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, in practice, let's spin it.
Yeah.
2 more to go. Let's see what's going to pop up on the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel with 2 more to go.
That's a bad combination, orange and red.
Combination, yeah.
All right.
It's got to be a fight.
Here we go. Dust up. Yeah.
Yeah. Love a good fight.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got.
Let's see if
here.
it's baseball. Oh, yeah, with Travis Kelce. Look, my co-host has been known anytime there is a difference of opinion on the Auburn sidelines. That's good for 2 years worth of commentary.
Yeah, sure.
Andy Reid and Travis Kelce. You didn't run the route. Yeah, I did. I did what I was. No, you didn't, you big lummox, and tell Taylor Swift that she's overrated.
Yeah.
That kind of a deal.
I don't know. Maybe in professional foot, I don't like seeing it. But I don't know, it just has a little more oomph to it when you see college, but particular college players.
Yeah.
Do it.
Old Nick's one time telling Seth Williams, just run the route. And Seth says, I tell you what you do. You can, and that Alabama linebacker who got screaming at one of the assistant coaches. Next thing you saw, he was transferring to Tennessee State.
Off the team. Yeah, exactly. But Bo Nix got into it with some offensive coordinator over there.
Now, you say got into it. That was like 5% of what you saw between Kelsey and Andy Reid.
Yeah.
And the offensive coordinator wasn't any good anyway. Chad Morris.
Fired him. Yeah, and Bo Nix knew it. Let
Probably
him know
what
it.
he said.
Good
luck next year at Sam Houston State.
Yeah, exactly.
Final
All right,
one.
one more to go. Let's see what we got. Got to spin it to make it
Yeah,
official.
right.
And it is the red panel.
Yeah,
It is yeah, right. Let's see what this could be about. Interesting.
All right. Oh, yeah. What did Jerry say? Made quite the announcement. He says he still fully believes the Cowboys are a playoff team.
There's some things as an owner, as a head coach, you got to be positive. You might not really believe it, but you say it to the public just to get them excited and give them a ray of hope.
Nobody believes that the college football playoff committee is entertaining the idea of a 12-team playoff. Yeah, that was bad. The Bears were just throwing bombs left and right. And Tom Brady was right on this. The Cowboys, Brandon Aubrey hit a 64-yard field goal. Otherwise, the Cowboys would be 0-4 right now.
They would. And, believe what you want. I know it's long season. All right, tonight we got a little Monday night action. The Lions at the Ravens. Of course, tomorrow, looking forward to a big show. We will check in with Brian Matthews, auburnsports.com, Travis Ryer on YouTube. And Barry, we'll be previewing the big announcement, the schedule release of the 3 annual opponents. Not calling them permanent. They're calling them annual opponents for every SEC team. We'll make a couple of guesses of who those teams may be tomorrow.
That the night before, he won't sleep. I'm telling you. He won't.
Yeah.
Gosh, who could it be? Yeah. Our Victoryland 777 topic wheel brought to you by Victoryland 777 Casino, exit 22, I-85 in Shorter, Alabama. Big show tomorrow. Good vibe today. Bob from Pike Road in early. Tom Luganville from ESPN and all of you as well. For John Longshore, I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.